You're over 60, and every time you think about cleaning the floors, washing the dishes, or taking out the trash, you feel tired, even before you begin. It's not because you're lazy, and it's not because you don't care about tidying your home. It's because even one small action can make your back hurt, your hands stiff, your legs sore. And if you're living alone or caring for an elderly loved one, you know that kind of tiredness doubles. So here's the question: how can your home stay clean, tidy, and fresh without exhausting you? That's why today I want to share 10 cleaning tricks made just for older adults with chronic pain, joint issues, balance problems, or simply anyone who no longer has the energy they once had. These tips don't require you to be stronger, just a bit smarter, gentler, and a lot more practical. And especially tip number 10, which I'll save for the very end, takes just 10 minutes a day, yet it can completely change how you feel about cleaning. Many have tried it, and they told me this: I don't feel like I'm cleaning anymore. I feel like I'm coming back to life. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed by clutter, if you've ever said maybe tomorrow, or felt disappointed in yourself for not being able to do things like before, then I invite you to stay with me through this whole video, because each small tip might be a big relief, and every small change might be the first step toward living lighter each day. If you feel like this message speaks to you, please hit subscribe. I'm truly grateful, and I believe what comes next may be exactly what you've been needing. And now, let's begin with the smallest thing. A super simple habit that can change how you see your kitchen sink every single day. Tip number 1. Wash the dishes right after eating. There's a tiny habit, but if you stick with it, it can save you hours every week. It's this: wash the dishes right after your meal. It sounds simple, but many of us, especially when tired, tend to leave dishes in the sink thinking I'll clean it all later. And a few hours later, you come back to a pile of crusty plates, hardened food, and that lazy feeling that just won't go away. But did you know that if you just rinse with warm water right after eating, you'll never need to scrub hard again? If you keep a small bowl of warm water mixed with a bit of soap nearby, you can simply drop your utensils into soak. Everything softens on its own, and the washing part becomes so smooth it barely takes any effort. Evelyn, 82 years old, used to spend almost 30 minutes every night scrubbing plates because she left them dirty after dinner. But once she started soaking right after meals, her washing time dropped to under 10 minutes. She even had time to sip tea and look at the soaking dishes like they were cleaning themselves. Even if you use a dishwasher, just wiping with a wet cloth or rinsing lightly before loading the machine helps it clean better, and you won't see mold spots after drying. And you won't need to scrape off burnt bits or greasy clumps from the pan. Many think they don't have the strength to clean right after meals. But the truth is, if you leave it, you'll use twice the energy later. A 20-second action can save you from 20 minutes of fatigue. And more than that, keeping your sink empty makes your kitchen feel more breathable. Cleanliness begins with the smallest things, and the kitchen sink is the very first place to start living lighter. Now you might wonder, what about things that hurt your hands, like spraying heavy bottles of cleaning solution? That's exactly where tip number 2 comes in, and it's simpler than you think. Tip number 2. Transfer heavy spray bottles into smaller ones. Many people don't realize this, but one of the reasons cleaning feels exhausting is the very things you're holding. Glass cleaner, all-purpose sprays, toilet scrub bottles. Even if they only weigh a few pounds, they can make your hands ache when you're using them again and again each week. and if you have arthritis, weak wrists, or mild tremors. Pulling the trigger on a large spray bottle can be the one thing that stops you from cleaning at all. Walter, 74 years old, used to be extremely tidy, but lately he found himself avoiding wiping counters, skipping the sink and ignoring small smudges on the windows. Not because he got lazier, but because his hands just couldn't take the squeezing pressure anymore. Until a friend suggested he transfer all his cleaning liquids into smaller bottles, the kind used for gardening or beauty sprays. The change was instant. Instead of a heavy bottle that strained his shoulders, he could now spray with one hand, as light as a breath. He even kept a small bottle in every room, so he didn't have to carry things around. Now whenever he spots a mess, he just grabs the small bottle, gives it a gentle spray, wipes it, and moves on. If you don't want to premix your cleaners, you can buy disposable pre-moistened wipes. No need to wring, just wipe and toss. Or if you prefer natural products, simply mix vinegar and water in a 1:1 ratio, pour into a small bottle, and keep it in the kitchen. It's safe, scent-free, and works wonders. Cleaning shouldn't feel like an arm wrestling match with your sink. Sometimes it just takes a new way to hold, to spray, to store. A little lighter in the hand means a lot easier in the body. And that's the exact mindset behind the next tip: don't wipe again and again, just once. You'll be surprised by this tool because you probably already have it at home. Tip number 3. Use microfiber cloths instead of feather dusters. There's one task that sounds light, but can leave you the most drained each week dusting. You wipe the table, the windowsill, the cabinet tops, the glass. And after all that, the dust still lingers. Wipe again, your arms get tired. A third pass, and you're sneezing non-stop because the dust flies right back into the air. And you wonder, why does it feel like I'm dusting all the time, but the house still looks dusty? The answer is in the tool you're using. Traditional feather dusters or regular cotton cloths don't hold the dust. They just push it from one spot to another. So every time you wipe, the dust just disappears for a moment, then lands on the couch, floats back in the air, or settles on another shelf. There's a better way. Simpler and more effective microfiber cloths. These cloths are made with ultra-fine fibers. They grab dust, trap it, and don't let it go back into the air. Clarence, 6, used to dust his TV stand 3 times a week, and still felt grit every time he put down the remote. Since switching to microfiber, everything changed. He wipes just once with no pressure, and the surface shines right away. No need for extra sprays, no water. Just a slightly damp cloth, and the dust vanishes. For seniors, it's not about wiping harder, it's about wiping smarter. Microfiber reduces the effort, helps avoid bending down, and most importantly, doesn't stir dust back into the room. You can wrap it around a broomstick, secure it with a rubber band, and use it to reach tall shelves, ceiling fans, or door frames. No ladder, no straining. And when you're done, just wash dry and reuse for months. If you want streak-free windows, wring the cloth out thoroughly and wipe in straight lines. Your glass will shine like new. Dusting used to mean sore arms and itchy eyes. Now, it's just a quiet motion, soft, smooth, and clean to the very corners. And if you're worried about grease stains in the kitchen or strange smells in the fridge, the next tip might surprise you, because it uses something that's already been in your pantry for years. Tip number 4. Use baking soda instead of harsh chemicals. If there's one ingredient that's affordable, safe and incredibly versatile, it's baking soda. You don't have to rely on strong-smelling cleaners that sting your eyes or make breathing hard. Baking soda can replace most chemical-based cleaning products, and it's gentle, effective, and great for people with respiratory issues or sensitive skin. Lois, 79, used to get allergic reactions from scented floor cleaners. Every time she mopped, her eyes turned red and her hands broke out in rashes. But ever since her daughter suggested using baking soda instead, everything changed. She uses it to freshen the fridge, wipe kitchen counters, scrub the sink, and even remove tea stains from mugs. Just sprinkle a bit on a damp sponge. Give a few gentle swipes, and the grime disappears, no effort needed. You can also shake it onto rugs, leave it for 20 minutes, then vacuum it. It removes odors and fluffs the fabric. Or mix it with hot water to unclog drains. Add a splash of vinegar, let it fizz rinse, and it's good as new. Baking soda also softens laundry. Just pour half a cup into the washing machine and your clothes come out fresher and less stiff without needing chemical softeners. Best of all, it doesn't harm your lungs, it doesn't burn your skin, and you don't need gloves every time you clean. If you're wondering where to begin, try cleaning your stovetop once with baking soda. You'll see no scrubbing, no smell, and still sparkling clean. And if cleaning starts to feel this gentle, maybe it's time to make laundry day just as light. The next tip will help you save time and avoid the back pain that comes from bending too much each week. Tip number 5. Use separate laundry bins to avoid bending and sorting later. Laundry may sound simple, but for older adults, it can be one of the most physically painful chores. Not because the washing machine is hard to use, but because you have to bend down, pick up each item, sort it, and carry a heavy basket across the house. And let's not forget how often clothes fall on the floor. Every time you bend to pick them up, your knees protest. Clara, 77 years old, used to spend over an hour each week just gathering, sorting, and stacking clothes into piles. A simple task, but it wore her out. Then one day, her grandson brought her 3 small plastic bins, each labeled whites, colors, and delicates. From then on, every time she changed clothes, she simply tossed them into the right bin. On laundry day, everything was already sorted. No bending, no stress. If you don't have space for multiple bins, use a divided laundry basket, or place it on a chair so you don't have to bend. You can also get a basket with wheels so you can pull instead of carry. Or simply use 2 cloth bags with handles. Hang them inside your closet to sort laundry as you go. Everyone has a different setup, but the goal is the same: reduce how often you have to bend, cut down on standing time, and make laundry as easy as folding paper. Laundry doesn't have to leave you sore. A bit of planning can save your energy for the better parts of your day. And if you're already starting to feel lighter, the next tip saves you even more effort. Because really, why carry a heavy basket far when you can just glide it with one hand? Tip 6. Use a foldable cart to carry laundry without lifting. Nothing hurts your back faster than carrying a full load of wet laundry from one room to another. Too heavy to lift, too bulky to hold. And if you live in a home with long hallways or stairs, laundry becomes a weekly battle. But you don't have to lift anymore. Just switch to a simple solution, a foldable laundry cart with wheels. These carts are lightweight, compact, and foldable when not in use. And with just a gentle push, you can take the whole basket wherever it needs to go. Harvey, 74, used to strain his shoulder every week lifting laundry baskets. After a small slip one day from carrying too much, his daughter bought him a cart with a foam grip handle and soft rubber wheels. Since then, he hasn't worried about carrying laundry. He places the basket on the cart, pushes it gently from the bedroom to the laundry room, loads the washer, and rolls it back. No strain, no risk of falling. The best part is that you can choose a cart with removable bags or one with adjustable handle height to suit your posture. If space is tight, just fold it up and store it against the wall. For older adults, every small motion, like pushing instead of lifting, can make a huge difference to your knees, shoulders, and back. More importantly, it makes laundry feel less like a chore and more like something manageable. Whether it's cleaning or laundry, the goal is not to drain you. It's to help you live lighter, safer, and more comfortably every day. And if you've lightened the effort now, it's time to lighten the time. Tip number 7 will show you how to dust less and still keep your home looking spotless. Tip number 7. Use anti-dust spray to clean less often. Dusting isn't heavy work, but it's the kind you have to do over and over again. You wipe the table today, and by tomorrow there's a fine layer of dust again. You clean the bookshelf. A few days later, it's dusty once more. This doesn't just take up time, it tests your patience. And if your hands are sore and shaky, or you dislike repetitive motions, dusting can become the most tiring task of the day. But there's a simple way to cut your dusting time in half. Use an anti-dust spray. It's a spray you apply after wiping surfaces like table shelves or cabinets. It creates a light coating that prevents dust from settling, helping you keep things cleaner for longer. Doris, 71, used to wipe her coffee table nearly every day because her house was near a busy road and dust kept coming in. After switching to anti-dust spray, she only needed to dust once a week. Her table stayed shiny, and that annoying dull film never returned. Most importantly, she no longer felt annoyed at having to clean the same spot again and again. If you're not a fan of sprays, you can also use disposable anti-dust wipes. Easy to use, no scrubbing needed. Just a light touch, and the dust clings to the cloth instead of flying back into the air. These tools are great for seniors. No need for water, no need to spray, no wringing out. For people with weak wrists or who live alone, cutting down on dusting doesn't just save time, it saves energy. Less cleaning means more time for the things you love. And if you've already made cleaning and carrying easier, it's time to reduce how often you have to walk back and forth just to throw something away. Tip number 8 is a small change, but it can cut down dozens of unnecessary trips each week, and it's worth trying. Tip number 8. Break cleaning into small daily tasks. There's one mistake many older adults make when it comes to cleaning. They try to do it all in one day. Mopping, laundry, kitchen, bed sheets. Everything gets packed on Saturday or Sunday. And when it's all done, you don't feel relaxed, you just feel exhausted. But you don't need to clean the whole house in one day. Just break it up and do a little each day, one small corner at a time. This method is used by many because it's light and easy to stick with. Clyde, 59, used to spend every Tuesday morning deep cleaning his and always ended up with back pain by afternoon. But since he started assigning one task to each day, things got easier. Monday, wipe tables. Tuesday, sweep the hallway. Wednesday, clean the stove. Each task takes less than 15 minutes. But after a week, the house stays clean and he never feels overwhelmed. The best way to do this is by using a timer. Set it for 10 to 15 minutes clean only during that time and stop, even if the task isn't finished. There's no rush. It doesn't have to be perfect, just consistent. You can even write a simple schedule and stick it to your fridge as a gentle reminder. Once it becomes a habit, you'll stop seeing cleaning as something to dread. Small tasks, do them right away. Big tasks, break them down. And if you're tired, pause. Cleaning is meant to make life easier, not harder. When you follow this approach, it feels like you're getting time back, 1 minute at a time. And if you've already saved time, then the next tip will help you save physical effort, especially when it comes to throwing things away. Because really, why walk far when you can keep the trash bin right next to where you sit? Tip number 9. Place small trash bins in multiple locations. Throwing away trash might sound easy, but for older adults, it takes more effort than you think. You have to stand up, walk from one room to another, twist open the lid, bend down, toss it in, then drag the full bag to the kitchen or outside. If it happens once, it's manageable. But when it happens dozens of times a day, it wears you out more than you realize. So why not flip the script and bring the trash bin closer to you? By placing small bins in the areas where you spend the most time, like where you sit or relax, you'll avoid all those unnecessary trips. 35. Used to ignore small trash like paper bits in the living room because she didn't want to walk to the kitchen. But when her daughter got her a few small covered bins and placed them in the bedroom beside the sofa and near her tea table, cleaning up became incredibly easy. Tissues, wrappers, napkins, all handled with just a reach. When the bins get full, she empties them all at once. No more running back and forth all day. The best kind of bin has a foot pedal. No bending, no touching. You can also get one with a light handle, a liner already inside, and keep a roll of extra bags tucked neatly at the bottom, so you never have to go looking for them. Most importantly, it gives you a sense of control. When trash no longer feels like a nuisance, or something you keep putting off, your home stays tidy, without effort. A simple act, like tossing things in the right place, reminds you that you're in charge of your space. And if you've made it this far, the final tip will help you keep this good habit going. Because cleaning once is easy, but keeping your home clean every day, without feeling tired, is the real secret. And that's what tip number 10 is all about. Tip number 10. Clean for just 10 minutes a day. There's one simple trick, and it's the key to keeping your home clean without burning out. Just clean a little bit each day, around 10 minutes. No need to wait until the weekend. No need for a full deep cleaning session. Just pick one small task, one little corner, one gentle action, and do it for exactly 10 minutes. A little each day, done consistently, keeps the house clean and you never feel overwhelmed. Alan, 73, used to stress out over cleaning. He'd let things pile up, then feel discouraged every time he had to start. But once he set a 10-minute timer every morning, everything changed. Monday, wipe the table. Tuesday, vacuum near the couch. Wednesday, change the kitchen towels. Just 10 minutes a day. No more. No pressure. No perfection. Yet after a week, the house looked clean and he never felt worn out. You can choose whatever time works for you. Some clean right after their morning tea, some before bed. Some do a few minutes in the morning, afternoon and evening. As long as you don't let it pile up. Because when things pile up, you delay. But when it's regular, it feels light. The best part of this tip: you don't need strength, you just need a habit. And that habit is what helps you live simpler, healthier and happier every day. If you've tried this before, leave a 1. If you haven't started yet, leave a 0. That way, we'll know where you are on this journey. And if these 10 tips spoke to something inside you, please hit subscribe. We don't just make videos to teach cleaning. We make them to remind you that you deserve to live in a home that feels light, clean and breathable at any age. You don't need to do a lot. You just need to start, one step at a time. And each step will bring you closer to a lighter life, one day at a time. We'll see you in the next video.